Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Make It Easy with Lisa Marie. I'm Lisa Marie, and we're going to make this easy. Well, hopefully we'll make it easy. I do have the microphone on today, but there's another Laugh at Lisa moment, okay? I just videoed this, or I thought I was videoing it. I first tested it out to make sure that I had the microphone on and the microphone worked and everything. And then I went to retry it, and guess what? I wasn't videoing. So we're starting all over, which is fine. What we're going to make today is these cute little fabric stars. Okay, now you've probably seen them everywhere, and there's so many different ways to make them in but I just want to show you the easy way. And there's so many ways that you can change it up and make it your own. And I hope that you do that. Okay, and when you do, I'd like you to go over to my Facebook group and show us. I'd love to see what you did. So what I did is I started off with a 2.5-inch square. Okay, I kind of did some of this stuff up ahead of time so you don't have to watch me sewing and such, and you already know how to do all that. So you have your 2.5-inch square, which means you can use half of your charm pack, or you can use the whole 5-inch thing of your charm pack and just cut it into 2.5-inch squares, right? What a great way. Or jelly rolls. What are jelly rolls? 2.5-inch. So what you need is you take your 2.5-inch squares. You're going to need three of them. Three of them. Okay? And each one's going to make 2 pieces. That gives you your 2 sides. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take it diagonally and cut them in half. Okay, I just need a drink. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, so after you do that, you're going to go to your sewing machine and layer your 2 pieces together. And you're going to sew 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, whatever you usually use. Some people like to use the edge of their presser foot. Some people have a line on their machine, whatever works for you. Okay, this does not have to be perfect. Gotcha? Okay, and another thing I thought of that I didn't do, might be fun next time, is to do 2 different fabrics, one on each side, right? Why not? You got 4 fabrics, 3 fabrics. Mix them up. You're still going to make three triangles for your star. When you're done with this, what I like to do is grab your pinking shears. Okay? If you don't have pinking shears, that's fine. Just leave it like this. All right? But I like to use a pinking shears. And I just cut. Oops. Could use my bucket here. Go along the side. And again, does not need to be perfect. Just be sure that you don't pink into your sewing line. But you know what? If you do, go back to the machine, do another line, and cut off your first sewing line. You'll be fine. All right? So then when you're set, you will have your 3 pieces of fabric. Personally, I like to use 3 different ones. If you don't want to use 3 different ones, you can do 3 the same. Like I said, you could do one side one color, one side the other color, another color. Whatever works for you. What I like to do is I like to chain piece them. So when I do them, I do a bunch of them. Okay, I cut up all my squares, make up all my triangles, put them through the machine. Okay, then I pink them all, and then I layer them up so that they're all different. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to move the camera down a bit so you can see my work table, because this is probably the toughest part, is actually assembling this star so that it looks like a star. Okay, so hold on, I don't want to get you dizzy, but I do want to show you my work table. Okay, so here we are. Hopefully you can see me well. Now, what you're going to do is actually you're going to put the back piece first. So if you think, like for me, I'm looking at these and I'm like, well, this is a dark one, so I want that one in the center. Let's say, okay, I'm going to put this one in the middle. I mean, on the back, I'm sorry. So I'm going to put the first one up like that, okay? Because what you're doing is you're making your top, the top of your star. So there's the top of your star. Then you're going to take your second fabric, and like I said, I was thinking that I want this, and I want the long side up. And I'm going to make those two little arms on the sides of your triangle. Excuse me, on the sides of your star. Then I'm going to take the top one, and what you're going to do with the top one is put it on. Match that top spot again. You can move them around a little bit and reposition them so they look just right for you. And we're almost there. Okay, now I like to use crochet cotton. And you take two pieces, two 6-inch pieces is what you're going to need. One for the bow, one for the hanger. If you didn't want to sew these together and such, you could always glue them together. If you're going to use tacky glue, of course you're going to want to make sure that you don't put any glue in the center so that you can put your thread through so you can tie it off and make your nice bow. All right, so let's do that. Thread your needle. You can use embroidery floss if you'd like to. That might give it a different effect. I personally like my crochet cotton, but again, I'm just guessing. I'm kind of going close to this is what I think is center, I should say, whatever. And going down, coming back up. There we go. And before I make my bow, first I like to even out my ends. Hopefully you can see me. Make sure I'm still in camera. And I like to tie a knot. Okay, so that's already knotted. Now, if you don't want to tie a bow, you could always just cut the ends off of this. You could put glue a button on. You could use a button like this one. You can put it through each hole. If you got 4 holes, you can do the 4 holes. You can just do 2 of the 4 holes. You can add, there's pretty little bows and all kinds of decorations that you can do with a little sticky back, right, and put them on there. You can even just add a gem. Say you don't want to, you know, go too fancy here. You don't want to tie a bow. Your fingers won't let you tie a bow. All right, you could just add your little gemstone there. Okay, that's all up to you. Like I said, I like to make a bow. Again, my fingers don't always let me make a bow. Let's see what they'll let me do now. Okay, not too bad for the first one here. Here we go. And I kind of like to cut my tails off a little bit. Make sure they're even. And these are, like I said, these are so quick and simple that you can make a bunch of them in no time at all, especially if you're chain piecing them. Get them all cut and ready to go, and then just go through your sewing machine. You could always add different things. You could add some rickrack. You could add some glitter. You could add some glitter glue. I do suggest that on top of this knot from your bow, or even if you didn't make a bow, you put a little bit of glue on there. So like I said, sometimes it's fun to use the glitter glue because then you get a little bit of a sparkle in there if you didn't want to add a gem. Now, if you're going to use these as mailable, okay, if you want these to go through the mail, remember that you can't have anything. It will cost you more if your package is over a 1/4 inch thick. Okay, so if you're going to put this into a card, this is the best way to do it. Just make a simple bow, or just make a knot there and put something over it that's flat. Okay, it has to be very flat. If you put a sequin or a gem or something on it, that little bump there is probably going to be just too much if you're going to put it in a card. If you're going to send it by itself in an envelope with a little love note in there, right? A little love note, a little note to say, you know, hope you're feeling better, you know, just want to put a smile on your face or such, then do that. Okay, just make sure that it's not over that 1/4 inch. All right, here we go. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to start from the back, okay? And I'm going to go, you're going to go right through. Your top point is where you have the 2 fabrics at the top, okay? You got those 2 points of the star, because of course you made 3 triangles, which is 6 points, and a star only has 5, okay? Then I go down about 1/8 of an inch down from that one and pull it through, and I'll show you why I do it that way. Then what I like to do is bring those 2 ends together and tie it off. Then I like to pull it through so that the knot is in the back of the star, not at the top of the hanger. And there you go. Okay. Now, isn't that cute? Wouldn't that put a smile on your face? You can make the hangers bigger. Okay, I used it, if I have a bigger star, I usually make the hanger a little bit bigger. But if you know that they're going to put it over a doorknob, or maybe in their kitchen over their drawer pulls and such, you might want to make it bigger. You can always do these in all different kinds of fabrics, okay, or sizes. Play with your sizes, okay. Look, Americana, isn't that pretty? 4th of July, Memorial Day, okay, Labor Day, and such, any day, right? Of course, Christmas isn't for any day, but I have these, and I like to have them on hand. I like to send these out sometimes, like I said, just as little thank yous and such. So you can use all different kinds of fabrics, and like I said, you can add whatever you want to them. At Christmas time and such, I know they have cute little buttons you can add on, you know, that are holiday buttons or snowflake, or I have some that are wooden stars. I have some that are white stars. So anything that you like to do. If you don't like to add, like I said, if you don't like to add the gemstone, or you don't have them, that's fine. Leave it like this. Add a dab of glue, okay? Now, if you didn't want to add a hanger like this, or if you wanted to add a ribbon hanger, what I would suggest is, when you have those 2 points, let me see if we can play with this. Okay, you got these 2 points at the top. We're just going to do it this way just to show you. You got these 2 points at the top of your star. I would add some glue in there, okay? And then glue the 2 pieces of the ribbon together. Put those in there and then hold it, okay? Now, I don't know if you were with me last time, but I have this neat little thing. It's a silicone, I think called silicone brush. I don't even remember now, but that's actually something to do with, I can't remember what kind of process. Anyways, that doesn't really matter. I use it for hot glue. So if I was going to use hot glue there, and I was going to put the glue there, I would hold it down with this, and that way there you don't burn your fingers. Okay, so just some ideas, some suggestions, some fun things. Like I said, between the fabric and what you can do, you could do a fancy stitch on here if you wanted, okay? You could use a plainer fabric or even a solid, okay? use a decorative stitch, or you could use variegated threads, or use a thread, a contrasting thread. Okay? It's up to you. Have fun. Do this with the kids. If you don't want them doing all this extra cutting and such, cut out triangles from felt and make them with that. Okay? Then they can decorate them. Give them some pom-poms. Give them some, different things like that they could do. The little foam shapes. They could take the stickers, their stickers, and they could put things all over their stars and make them bigger. Make them bigger. If you wanted to have them put glue on it and add glitter. I'm not a glitter person because glitter gets everywhere, but it might be fun. Okay. And again, if you don't have pinking shears, you don't have to use the pinking edged. No, these are not. Let's do this. I'll show you this. These are not pinked. So I'm going to just put a couple of these together. And I can show you, I'm not going to sew it together. I'm not going to attach it together, but again, or maybe pinking shears would be something you want to add to your list of wants. Okay? Sometimes that's the way it happens. So remember, when we put the first one down, that's our point up at the top. That's the right way? Yeah. Okay, then we put the second one on, and that, I want to do it this way. Point up at the top. This is our arms. Actually, I want that way. You want the long side on your right. Then the next one, you want the long side across the top. Remember, those arms. The last one, you want the long side on the left. And you want to match up those top. That top. Okay, so look at that. And again, it's the same thing. If you don't have the pinking shears, that's fine. You might be able to use, I've never tried it, I wonder if you could use some of those fancy scissors that you use with paper. I guess you'd have to try it, right? Again, there's so many things you can do, you can try, and just have fun with them, okay? I just wanted to bring you, again, a quick, easy, simple project. You can use your scraps. You can use those charm squares. You can use your jelly rolls. You can use anything that you want. But I want you to have a good time. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to share it. I want you to share the love. Share the love of crafting. Okay? If you make them and you do something, I want you to skip over to my Facebook group and post them for me. I want to see what you came up with. Everybody has good ideas and everybody's smart. Okay? Sorry if you only saw half of my body or half of my face, okay, as I was teaching, but I wanted you to see my work table. Okay? And until next time, be safe. Take care. And share those smiles.